Welcome to episode 15 of Evermore Digital's Vendor Spotlight, bringing you the very best in insurance technology. Now, I've got a slightly new blazer for today's jacket. I wanted to look the very best I could for my guest, who is a lady who works for the oldest InsurTech in the world. Previously, she joined me to chatter on Chatterbox about legacy technology and how it's being demonized. A recent video on LinkedIn revealed to me that apparently she has the voice of an angel, and she has just been voted London Market Professional of the Year 2020. It is Morning Data's Kirstin Duffield. Kirstin, welcome.
Thank you very much, Ed. Pleasure.
So Kirstin, tell us a bit about yourself and your journey into insurance.
I think, like most people, it's completely accidental. I mean, nobody really intends to get into insurance, really. I mean, maybe the odd actuaries, but generally nobody chooses it. So, well, my story is that it's a family business. In fact, as you said, oldest InsurTech in the market. But in fact, that means that we're technically a fourth generation company, family business. Okay, we haven't done IT for that entire journey, but we were the green vans that moved the slips from the barrier to Chatham. So we decided to move from moving paper to moving data, as I can pinch a phrase from. But yeah, no, I basically followed into the family business because there was nothing better to do. And I decided that, when it was an effort to get a job, I'd got sacked from my first two companies for starters, and decided I probably couldn't get sacked from my father's company. So I joined in about 1996. I had my first child in 98, and it was a free babysitter downstairs. So that's how I fell into it. There you go.
Brilliant. Well, as always, we're going to have 5 killer questions on your InsurTech offering, followed by our quick fire round. So it is, this is going out on the 1st of December, Kirstin. So I am going to ask you, are you ready to jingle some bells?
Oh, yeah. 12 days Christmas coming fast.
Perfect. So what do you do, and how does it help insurance carriers, brokers, MGAs and the like?
Well, gosh, everyone talks about functionality. So I could stay and I could sort of like package together the whole thing of what we do. But basically, for your audience, if you are a broker, an MGA or a cover holder, and you want a single platform to put stuff into and get stuff out of, that's what we do. But if I go with the sort of more traditional response, then, I suppose we have value add around a software platform for all classes of business, for all processing styles, so that you can be an intermediary from 5 to 200 users. You might be bringing products on. You might be wanting to do some delegated authority, some reinsurance, some insurance in your platform, and you don't want to be chopping and changing between systems. So from your slips to your profit, loss and balance sheet, all in one.
Brilliant. So what is the element of your offering of which you're most proud? And apologies if I keep moving. This is the first time I've ever done Vendor Spotlight standing up, and I'm shuffling from shoe to shoe. So apologies. SJ at Spotlight Consulting, who told me off about moving too much. I'm very sorry, but I'm not used to this. It's new to me. Going back to the question, what's the element of your offering of which you're most proud?
I think it's probably the people. So our team, we have, for starters, we have an age range of 22 to 78. We have a pretty good female-male balance, just under 50%, which for a technology company in insurance is pretty unheard of. And I think around that, it's also the continual education that the whole team go through. So whether you're a programmer or you're an admin, you all have to do your CII courses, so that when a client rings up and they say, oh, I don't know where to put my overriding commission on a proportional treaty, then at least you don't get the response, I beg your pardon, which doesn't really do very well on the telephone. So everybody has a really good, solid understanding. So yeah, I think it's the people that create that, because without that, it doesn't matter what you did. It doesn't matter whether you're shipping peanuts or whether you're shipping software. But in terms of the actual software, I think the fact that we've remained having a single source code, which gives us economies of scale, and it gives us able to keep the price of the product down, and then also being not bleeding edge, but certainly being able to have the functionality that the clients don't quite know they're going to want, but is therefore pretty well there by the time they've woken up to the fact that's what they're going to want. So that whole package together. But at the end of the day, it's worth diddly squat without the people.
I think you managed to squeeze 3 in there subtly, which was a good bit of work there. Congratulations. Amazing.
There you go.
What's the biggest success story you've had as a business?
Biggest success. Well, again, you're asking me just one. I mean, we've got a whole string of them.
Like that.
Well, all our clients, I think, packaged as one could be regarded as a success story because they do range on the same platform from one man and his dog, maybe 5 might be the practical lower level, up to 100, 200 users in multiple territories with multiple classes and multiple styles of their business. So I think managing to package that together and be here 35 years after conception, I think is in essence an entirely successul story we should be proud of.
I think we've kind of touched on that with that answer, but let's delve into it a bit more. What does your typical customer look like, or who would you expect to be coming to you to have a conversation?
Okay, so I suppose in terms of size, it might be 5 to 150, 200 users, that kind of size. Somebody who is in maybe one or more territories, one or more classes, a varied portfolio of their business, and they're looking to put it all in one system instead of having lots of different systems sewn together. Where they're looking to have one version of the truth. So whether they have their quotes, their risks, the cash, the documents, the emails, the compliance, the end of month, all this strung together right through, bringing in their other nominal ledger activity all into one to see exactly how well are we doing in this business. And that I think is where our typical clients will come to. If they're looking for lots of different territorial systems in lots of different languages, in lots of different styles, then, and they're happy to sort of stitch them together for the local territories, then perhaps we wouldn't be the solution for them.
And I hate to ask it to you, but please don't hold it against me. What is the biggest weakness of your offering? Had to ask it to everyone.
Yeah,
Feel awful.
No, I can't get away with it, can I? Well, I was always taught in my first interviews with IBM that if somebody asks you a negative question, in fact, actually, I think it's the only interview I've ever had because obviously I've been in a family business, so I didn't get interviewed for that, but was to always sort of somehow turn it around into a positive. But no, genuinely, it's something that does frustrate me, and that is our size. So in one sense, it's an incredible strength because we're agile. We have 4 releases a year. We can react to any client requirements. We're names at the end of the telephone, not numbers. But then sometimes we find we're qualified out in the sort of pre-purchase, pre-acquisition sort of process because somebody's looked at the balance sheet and said, well, they don't have a big enough revenue. And you sort of think, well, you can't sort of have both. If you've got sort of 200,000 employees in 15 countries, then you can't equally be incredibly agile and very, very bespoke and very tailored in your responses. So I think it is something which is frustrating for us, but actually we're not that disappointed because the strengths that our size does bring for us is really our USP.
Absolutely. Well, now we're going to move on to the quickfire round, and it's a prestigious day you're joining me for, Kirstin, because I'm doing away with the InsurTech with or without an E. I've given up. No one's ever going to answer with an E, are they? We've given up. Can't be bothered with it anymore. It's a waste of everyone's time. Sick to death of having that conversation in the industry. I think Chris made me realise that on the last call. And
I knew that would be the only one I'd be able to answer.
Well, I hope they're easier than that. I'm hoping you'll be able to answer them with ease. But this is the fun bit. So who's your favourite actor of all time?
Oh, hot flush at the moment. Definitely Mark Harmon. NCIS.
I thought you meant it was that I was causing the hot flush.
Well, of course.
No,
of course.
Assured or insured?
Oh, well, the only thing you're assured of is death, so it has to be insured. Oh, and taxes.
Question 3, Lamar or Lovelace?
Ooh, I think for probably Lamar, Hedy Lamar. I think she combined multiple talents and she's a little bit more accessible for people to understand who she was. Obviously a little bit more recent in time, but Ada Lovelace definitely, cut her own cloth, put it that way.
Who's your favourite other InsurTech?
Oh, probably Aventus. Certainly from what I've seen so far, it's an exciting product, isn't it? It's exciting, but there are quite a few exciting products out there, but it has a good balance of functionality, I think.
And if you want to see those exciting products, look back through Vendor Spotlight, where we'll be highlighting all of them. Number 5, what is your spirit animal?
Gecko.
A gecko. That's an amazing answer.
Crested gecko. That. Yeah.
Can we have what's the reason for that? Why would it be a crested gecko?
Well, you do, I think, as a woman in tech, you do have to change. I mean, change your sort of approach in different environments. You have to be able to play forwards, play backwards. You have to be able to mirror. You have to be able to be sort of stealth, and you have to be, impressive. And I think, all those features combined. I must admit, the gecko's a little slow on the mark, but maybe if we could have one sort of, rocket fueled gecko would be about right. Yeah, quick gecko. That was it. Go faster stripes down the side. Yeah.
Question number 6. What one item could you not live without?
Oh, that's an easy one. My phone. Crikey, I'd need to go to sleep with it. Sad, isn't it? But yeah.
So, same for most of us, I think. And you recently told me that you were notorious for your handbags and shoes. So I'm going to come in with the hard-hitting journalism on this one.
Definitely.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I am. Go for it.
Radley or Prada?
Oh, God, now that really is pushing the boat out on, the choice. Oh, I'd probably go with the fact that 99% of my very, very recognisable handbag choices are all Radley. So, sadly, that's my choice. Yep. And proud to be as well.
Good. Question number 8. Please describe yourself in 3 words.
Detailed. Irritating.
I don't
probably because of the detail sometimes, and bossy. But I've seen lots of Facebook ads at the moment which are talking about sort of telling a young girl that she's sort of bossy and forthright and irritating is if it was a boy it would be showing good leadership skills. So for all those out there that want to label it bossy, I'm proud.
Good. And we're going to have another 3-part question for you. So we're going to ask if you could have any 3 guests to a dinner party, who would you have? Living or dead?
Living or dead? Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going with Tommy Flowers. I'm going with...
Excuse my ignorance.
No. I'm not going to give you the answer. You can go and Google and experience the education. Otherwise, I'm just going to rattle off Wikipedia. So,
right.
But all our rooms in our office are labelled after famous, influential people in the internet, mathematics, and computing. So, it gives you a hint. Little one, an easy one here. Easy one here for you, Ed. Michael Palin.
No Michael Palin.
Yeah. So definitely and. Sorry, bringing back from the dead, absolutely has to be top of the table, Sean Connery.
Good choice. And finally, question number 10, we're going to conclude with, who would play you in the story of your life?
There's just nobody that could do that. I mean, obviously. No, if I had to choose somebody, can I merge 2? Can I merge,
you know?
Okay, I'm going with Sandra Bullock, Glenn Close. I mean, admittedly, I might be sort of egging it up a little bit, but I think if we had free choice, Glenn Close, Sandra Bullock, combination of the 2.
Please don't say the word egging it up at the moment because we were laughing just before we came on. My wife, God love her, she kindly bought me in an egg sandwich 2 minutes before I'm going on this. Got a boiled egg sandwich, freshly done downstairs. So my whole room right now is eggy. So be thankful that this isn't smell-o-vision. It's horrendous.
It's the first thing I've thanked COVID for, that we're doing remote interviews.
Well, Kirstin, thank you so much for coming on the show and telling us about Morning Data. Please make sure to visit morningdata.co.uk to find out more about their software solutions for London market intermediaries. We are trying to fight the good fight against the LinkedIn algorithm. Still trying to work it out. God knows what's going on with it. They seem to have changed it again. But if you enjoyed today's Vendor Spotlight, please vote with your fingers. Click, like, subscribe. Comment, whatever you can do, share it, get it round as many people, let them know that this is the kind of content that you want to see on the channel. As we bring you the latest news, views and reviews from insurance technology, please add all of that. Share to your boss, share to your local Santa, share with your therapist, because God knows we all need one after the year we've had. But for now, sadly, it's goodbye from Kirstin at Morning Data.
And it's goodbye from him.
Ooh,
bye.
Like it.